Ganesh has named a lot of match winners for Australia, and they've all come good in the last 8 games that they won. Because you talk about that Hazelwood factor, and I wanted to talk. Yeah,
I want to say just one thing that these Australian players, they have come good. Like individuals' brilliance, they have won games. They have not played well as a team. Normally you see Australia, they play like a unit, like India is playing. So that is where India have the advantage, because India is playing as a unit, and individual brilliance can probably win you a game or two, but when you want to win a cup, you have to have a form like Team India. All the batters are in form, all the bowlers are in form, and more than that, they look happy unit, and happy unit is a winning unit. So I believe that India is the superior team tomorrow.
Okay, that's very interesting, because every time we talk about the Australian team, we talk about their pedigree, we talk about how well they've done in World Cups. They are the most successful team in the World Cups, and this is something that I want to pick all of your brains. What is it about the Australian team, and how different is this Australian team to the other Australian team? I remember having a conversation with Bajupa one time, and he said, when you used to play with that Australian team, you'd get a Hayden out, you'd get a Ponting out, you'd get XYZ out, and then at number 7 walks in Adam Gilchrist. That would be that intimidating factor that Australian team would have. How is that Australian team and this Australian team different, and why does this Australian team not have that intimidating factor? I'll start with you, Robert.
Well, I think the personnel in itself, I think, are very different. I think they've had a transitional state for a couple of years, and they have some solid players within that group. You can see that David Warner's in the back end of his career. For me, one of the dangerous players in this side is that Travis Head. Travis Head has been an incredible player for them. Came back from a broken arm, and in his first game back in the World Cup gets 100 and is getting the team off to a great starts. He contributed with the ball against South Africa in the semi-final, got 2 wickets and then 60 or 48 balls. So he's someone who I think who's in good nick. Is not easily intimidated. He goes about his business just by staying within himself. So I think that first 10 overs against David Warner and Travis Head will be crucial. Having said that, I think coming back to your question, I feel like they're not that intimidating players after that. If you look at Marnus Labuschagne and Stephen Smith, haven't been in the best of form. They've been there and thereabouts, but not in the best of form. Maxi's been a hit and a miss. Pat Cummins doesn't look like he's bowling his best. Stark certainly doesn't look like he's bowling his best. Josh Hazelwood is bowling out of his skins. Zampa is bowling out of his skins, but not everyone else. But if you compare that man to man against the Indian team today, you can't find fault with the Indian team. And this is the Indian team, I think, we've always been waiting for. We've always had potential players like these, the same kind of potential, but they weren't living up to the potentials or playing to their potential as a group, individually, and that culminated into a group performance. And like Bajupa said, I think what's amazing to watch is the camaraderie within this team. Outside, you're like, man, I wish I could be a part of this side, And many a times it's happened in Indian cricket. In 2011, it happened. In 2007, it happened with us. We played for each other, we played with each other, we enjoyed each other's successes, and that was a big part of the success of those teams. And you can see that here, which is why that belief is there within the whole country that this is going to be our game.
Okay, I know, Bajuba, you have to leave early, so 2 questions to you before I let you go. Straight up. One about that Australian team, Is it fair to say, I'm not saying that the 2000 Indian team was any inferior to the Australian team, they were at par. But I said, at that time, when you must have taken to that field, you knew Australia went in as the favourites. Has the role completely reversed now? It's exactly the opposite?
Most definitely. I think if you take me back to 2003, that Australian team was obviously a stronger team than us, and they had that experience of playing the finals, big games. You need calmer people, you need that experience, taking right decision at right time, which we didn't have. We were a bit too aggressive, bit too nervous to start with the game, and of course that's where was the difference between these two teams. And now Team India is playing like a proper team. They're playing like a unit, as Robin mentioned. It doesn't matter whether you have a big names or a smaller name. Like 2007, we were probably the youngest team in the competition. Nobody actually gave us the, chance to actually whether these guys can actually go on to win against Australia, New Zealand or against England. but it was that belief. You know, we came together, we played some brilliant cricket, and we enjoyed each other's company, and that's what is happening in this Indian team. They are a great bunch of guys. They are sticking together, playing for each other, and that's where the performances of everyone, you know, whoever is performing is not leaving on other guys to do it. He's finishing the job.
Okay, final question before you go. Because you're talking about this team camaraderie, the enjoying each other's success, I know a lot of credit will go to the captain, and it should. But how much do you think a lot of this has got to do with the coach and Rahul Dravid? Because now one thing that we know, that there is exact definition of what each player needs to do. Clearly, when I see them play, I know this player has to do this has to do this one has to do that. Do you get a feeling, because you played under Rahul Dravid's captaincy, is he the guy who's writing these exact roles?
Well, Rahul as a captain, he was a different captain altogether. You know, as a person, he's a very calm, composed kind of a guy who gives a lot of freedom to the guys, you know, who understand, you know, what exactly one particular need. You know, need of Robin Uthappa would be different than mine or Suresh Raina. So it is coming down to that man management, you know, which I believe, you know, they have done well over the years, and it doesn't really happen overnight. You have to give time. You know, you have to kind of give a lot of time to each other, to understand each other, to get that best out of individuals. And I think he's done really well. And not just him, but the other member of his support staff. I think they have also played a vital role. Vikram Rathore, all the other guys, you know, they have come, you know, together to look after this team. And, you know, suddenly the same guys who have been playing cricket and we were not getting the right results, and now suddenly same guys are giving us the hope that they are the best team, and they are probably winning the cup tomorrow.
Okay.